What's your opinion of what David Benavidez said, that if you don't accept the fight with him against him, you should vacate the WBC title? Well, look, a lot of things can be said, but at the end of the day, in this moment, I'm the king and I can do whatever I want. Given this meeting, the opponents on the table, Munguia, Charlo, Crawford, is it possible those guys, like I've said, always, I'm here to make the best fights, and if that's a good fight for September, or if he has to wait a little bit, we'll see. But at the end of the day, sometimes the fights are bigger when you have to wait a little bit.
Fights are bigger when you have to wait. That's funny, because it's the same thing that they ridiculed Mayweather about the Pacquiao fight, that the fight didn't happen on time, and they wanted to see the fight on time, and the fight never should have been delayed, and if the fight wasn't going to be delayed, it'd have been better. Blase split this, that, and the third. Only to turn around and Canelo tell you that if he makes you wait, it's better. But that's besides the point. Canelo Alvarez don't plan on fighting David Benavidez anyway, because if he had any plans on fighting David Benavidez, you would want to fight David Benavidez before he gains any more confidence. You know, and that Andrade fight didn't do nothing but give him more confidence, just like the Caleb Plant fight that gave him more confidence. So if he was going to fight somebody like David Benavidez, it would be as soon as possible, not later. That doesn't make any sense if he was really going to fight him. But to add on top of that, Canelo has to face the fact that he lied to the public, you know, and it's on display for everybody to see. In one instance, he says, I'm not fighting Mexicans. And then at the same time, he turns around and said, on top of that, I'm not fighting Mexicans. When Terrence Crawford was lobbying for a fight, he says Terrence Crawford doesn't offer anything and he's only fought one good champion. Okay. Only to turn around when the David Benavidez fight gets put in front of his face. Now he's talking about fighting a Mexican, and now he's considering a Terrence Crawford fight. Somebody, he said, that didn't offer anything, that only fought one good fighter, and he's not in the plans. When David Benavidez talks comes up, now Terrence Crawford in the plan, and now we're ready to fight a Mexican. It doesn't get no more bigger contradiction than that. I mean, it's right in front of your face, and the only thing that you have to say is boxing is allowing Canelo to be a jellyfish. For the most part, it's no denying it at this point. And I agree with David Benavidez. If Canelo wants to do what he wants and be a superstar and King Canelo and all that stuff, go ahead and do that. But don't hold up the belts. Something that's reserved for the people who's trying to get to a position of Canelo. The only way they're going to do that is having some belts. This guy is holding the belts hostage. He doesn't want to fight anybody. He doesn't want to pass on the torch. He just want to be King Canelo. So go be King Canelo and release the belts. I agree with that. But don't pretend like you're Billy Badass. Then you want to hold all the belts like you're Billy Badass for real, but you're really not. And then you're stagnating people who really wants to make a mark in this sport while pretending to still be Billy Badass and not get those dudes they shot. No, if you were going to fight him, you'd be talking about fighting him already. The same way you're talking about fighting a Jaime Munguia. The point is, if you was going to fight a David Benavidez, we would have heard David Benavidez's name right along with the Jaime Munguias of the world. But we didn't hear that because that's not Canelo's plan, because boxing has allowed him to be a jellyfish thus far. So he continues to be a jellyfish, and he continues not putting on. He says, I'm here to make the best fights. You know the fight that the boxing world wants to see, that everybody wants to see. So why are you blatantly not giving it to us, Mr. Face of Boxing? That's why it's a bad thing to say Canelo is the face of boxing, because if he's the face of boxing, that shows you boxing is in a sad state. And if that's the face, the way he's ducking, how do you expect anybody to really want to do anything? You know what I'm saying? You guys respect guys who put on theatrics at the end of the day. And that's what Canelo is doing. He's putting on theatrics. And that's where the ultimate ultimatum, not the ultimate ultimatum, but the ultimate understanding of Canelo comes simply as this. Canelo is here just to appease the Mexican/Latino fans. He doesn't really have to fight anybody worth anything. They're happy with him just being whatever he is. Okay, so with that being said, Canelo has no pressure to do anything but what he's doing, because if anything that was going to make him do something like that, a fight of David Benavidez, it will come with the pressure of the fans. People who are fans of Canelo, people who really thought Canelo was Billy Badass, say, hey man, why you not fighting him? Why you not doing what I'm fighting all these people saying you would, but you're not doing it? This is the damn problem with him. And you can't say anything because you'll be a hater, you're this and that. Oh, and let's not forget the famous one. If you say anything real about Canelo, they first going to screen you and ask you if you black, because you know that's their obsession, because they can't talk boxing. And that's why we're not getting a fight, because at the end of the day, there's no pressure on them and everybody wants to kiss the ass of a demographic, and therefore it is what it is. And we ain't getting no David Benavidez fight. And that's that. Like, comment, subscribe. Bruce Vane, I'm out.